Welcome to Positively Muskegon. It's Andy O'Reilly, and we are downtown Muskegon today, right in front of the 18th Amendment. Sarah Rinsma-Sibbing is here, and I am about to embark on a tour. We have talked about all these individual places here and there on Positively Muskegon and the work the Community enCompass does. First of all, let's recap Community enCompass. Tell me a little bit about what you guys do.
Yeah, so Community enCompass is a Christian community development organization that really focuses on core city neighborhoods in Muskegon.
Sure.
And really is about the transformation of those neighborhoods. We call it transformation from the inside out.
Right.
So really partnering with neighbors is really the center of change and agents of change in creating communities that are vibrant and strong and creative and colorful.
And the work you do is wonderful. And our hair is getting all messed up here down in the wind. We have a little breeze going on.
Where's my hairspray?
I know, me too, right? So we've talked about these events and we've talked about all these places individually, and we've even talked about this event in the past. We've never actually gone along on the ride though. So tonight's the night. Tell me about what we're going to take off on.
Yeah, so this is called the Taste and See Tour. And we call it Taste and See because it's really an opportunity to do both a progressive dinner featuring the best restaurants of downtown Muskegon. And there's a lot
Oh yeah,
of
we're
them.
getting there. I mean, take a look.
Yeah, and also kind of an educational and exposure immersion opportunity. So to go through the neighborhoods, a lot of neighborhoods, streets folks have not driven down before.
Sure.
So it's a cool opportunity to taste and see and to hear inspiring stories and to be among some pretty incredible people. So 3 times people will get off the bus and they will stop at Sacred Suds and McLaughlin Rose Urban Farm.
You've been there?
And our most
Am I allowed back yet? Because I had a little problem with the strawberries there last time.
Right.
Remember? You kind of ran me out.
You cleaned us out. I do remember that, yeah. And then our most recent home redemption project, home rehab project. So, yeah, and then we're kind of narrating things along the way, and some neighbors will get on the bus at some point. It's just kind of an interactive experience.
How many people are we expecting on this tour?
We got 190 seats filled.
No kidding. And this is a fundraiser as well for Community enCompass.
This is a fundraiser, yeah. This is an opportunity to give.
Education, fundraising, entertaining.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be entertaining throughout the evening. Great food, great fun, everything going on, and it's all part of rebuilding everything that we love here in the neighborhoods. All right. We're going to get those buses rolling, and we're going to take you along on the tour. Hey, think of this as your tour, no ticket. Next year, you're going to buy a ticket and come down and be a part of it. Down here. We're on the road. We're going to take you through the, what's it called again?
Taste and See.
I just was checking her. I knew that. Taste and See coming up right down here on Positively Muskegon.
In the course of the next couple hours, we're going to make 3 stops where we actually get off the bus, okay? And we're going to stop at McLaughlin Groves, which is a farm. We're going to stop at Sacred Suds, which is a laundry facility. And also we're going to stop at a rehab. That's an actual 2-story house that they're rehabbing. And 2 times, the bus is going to stop, but you're not going to move, but neighbors are going to come onto the bus and tell us what it's like to live there, okay? Then, at the very end, we're going to come back here. We're going to be in a little different building. It's right next door. It's Unruly Brewery and Drip Drop Drink. And we really would love to have you stop in there because you get a little bit more food and you get some stuff from the cheese lady. So I think it'll be fun.
So welcome to McLaughlin Groves, your urban farm. My name is Lori Wachowski. I am lucky to be the farm manager here, and I am neighbor. McLaughlin Groves has become a fixture in the community and the go-to place for fresh, locally grown produce in your neighborhood. We started out with a simple goal, to bring food to our neighbors in a community where the nearest grocer is outside of the city limits. But we have become so much more. McLaughlin Groves is a place of learning and growing. Youth from preschool to college age come through our gates to learn about growing food and serving community. Schools, summer programs, summer work experience, college interns. Year after year, they come through our gates, hundreds of young people onto the farm. And some of them come back year after year to continue to grow their knowledge and serve their neighbors, such as Gage Vandenbosch, our assistant farm manager, who began as a middle school student, and he continues today. Another facet of McGrow's is our participation with the Pay It Back program through Muskegon County Corrections. Women housed at the facility have an opportunity to come out every day and work at the farm, and they work off a little piece of their sentence each day. But the program is so much more than that. These women learn what it's like to be part of a cohesive team that is serving the community that they live in. And they're learning so much more. They're learning about growing food, about scheduling, about responsibility. And they're doing all of this while they're serving their community and being positive role models to others who work at the farm and come through our gates. Amy and Shelby, they're part of this program. They work here at the farm and they work hard. They're an invaluable piece to this place. We are so very proud of them and of the things that they bring to our team and to our neighborhood. McLaughlin Grows is not just an urban farm. It has become a place for all ages to learn, a place for families to gather, a place to connect with neighbors. We're growing together as we strive for a greener, healthier future. Now I would like to introduce the coordinator of an innovative program, Muskegon Prescribes Food for Health, that's guiding our neighborhood into a healthier tomorrow. You can see her passion and how much she cares every time MPFH participants interact with her on the farm. Please welcome Morgan Whitmer.
Thanks, Lori. I'm Morgan Whitmer, and I am neighbor. I'm the coordinator for Muskegon Prescribes Food for Health, which is a 12-week program that combines fresh vegetables and kitchen incentives with cooking and nutrition education. Participants alternate between hands-on cooking class at the YMCA and visits here to McLaughlin Grows Urban Farm. We actually have a graduate with us today, Ms. Nina Williams, and she's going to talk a little bit about what the program has meant to her and her family.
Hi, I'm Nina Williams and I am neighbor. I participated with MPFH and I participated in a class called Cooking Matters, which coincided with the garden. So what better way to be healthy and still eat exactly what you want to eat, just in a healthy way. I learned how to have tacos with a twist. Who would have thought to have carrots and sweet potatoes in a taco and still enjoy your taco? Not me. Not me. You know, like our class teacher was Sherry, so she introduced us with the good food but a healthy way. And you want to be healthy, you want to live healthy, you want to have a long life, so you can have tacos but in a healthy way. You can still have your eggs, just add spinach. Who would have thought that? So I enjoyed it. And then my kids came to the farm and it was hands-on. They experienced picking the garlic and washing it off and stuff like that. So if you want to live healthy and have a longer life, welcome to the family.
Thank you so much, Morgan and Nina. Now I would like to introduce another amazing individual who is leading our community into the future in yet another way. Charlotte Johnson has a gift for helping local youth find their voices, find their passion, and find their path as future leaders. She is the coordinator for the Youth Empowerment Project, or YEP. Are you ready to be inspired?
YEP's motto is to empower youth to become leaders now, while forever changing our future as they become pillars of society. A pillar of society is a person who is universally respected, they're reliable, they're decent. They are hardworking, they give more than they take. They often engage in voluntary work by taking up worthy causes, whose neighbors in the community have high regards and esteem for. The YEP is composed of 20 high school students from Muskegon High School, 2 from Muskegon Covenant Academy, 4 from Orchard View, 2 from Western Michigan Christian, 2 from Mona Shores, and 4 from Muskegon Heights Academy. The YEP is also comprised of we have YEPs that are on college campuses as well. We have 3 at Grand Valley State University, 2 at Michigan State, 1 at Albion College, 1 at Johns Hopkins University, 2 at Western Michigan College, 2 at Ferris State, 8 at MCC, and 1 at Columbia. Jaden Moser, as a first-year YEP, he wrote a poem for me, and it's entitled, What YEP Is. The Youth Empowerment Projects, what is that? Is it just a program that gives teens a place to work once a week and a job in the summer? No, he says it's bigger than that. It's a program that gives kids power to help out in the community. It gives us a sense of meaning and that great feeling when you accomplish something. It gives us a place to work and a chance to go on little adventures throughout Western Michigan. And it gives us money. All I'm saying is, this program is certainly something special, and so are the people in it. Good evening, I'm Neighbor. I'm Charlotte Johnson, Director of the YEP program. I take teens weekly through leadership development, and this fall we'll be having an art exhibition at Grand Valley State University Hub right here in Muskegon. We would love for you to come out to see the work of the high school teens. The YEP program teaches videography. The YEPs created a 2-story building mural of Mount Rushmore with Black leaders. They are Attorney Charles Waugh, Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, and Barack Obama. YEPs mentor and they tutor elementary students. They are interns. They're learning carpentry skills, outdoor beautification, urban farming, and being camp leaders. They take college tours all across the United States, and they give back through service projects in the community. So indeed, they are pillars of society. Teens are everywhere fighting to live, and YEP creates that place that builds character and helps teens to find their voice, and it shows them how to use their voice to move a city. YEP empowers through leadership development, training, seminars, and hands-on work. YEP gets teens dreaming. Our YEP Andrea, she dreams of becoming a neurosurgeon. Apriya dreams of becoming an astrophysicist. Kevon dreams of opening his own dance studio. And Jaden the cat dreams of becoming a band director. Every one of those teens will fulfill their dream because they're on a pathway to success. How can you help? Inspire. Inspire teens to dream, never allowing a dull moment for hopelessness to set in. Encourage. Encourage teens to never give up. Build up teens in such a mighty force that they feel that they are invincible. September is National Suicide Prevention Month. Let's make it our business to make sure that every teen is lifted and inspired. So get involved. Teach them a trade, a new skill. Be a listening ear. YEP takes the arts, a natural gift, and gives teens the opportunity to express their hurt and their pain through a choreographed dance, through songs, through poetry and drawing. Through the YEP program, I've taught the teens to release their emotions into something spectacular. Whenever one of the Maasai greets another, they ask a question. Kasarian and Kara, not how do you do or how is it going? They're asking, how are the children? A society that values every child, that makes their day. And their hopeful answer is, all the children are well. Not just my children, not just some children, but that all the children are well. Thank you for attending Taste and See, and remember, the risk is too great not to get involved in the lives of all the children. Thank you.
McLaughlin Grows is a farm with many faces. This year would not have been possible without such individuals as Steve, Amy, Shelby and Gage, Jay, our amazing youth farmers, volunteers extraordinaire, and so many more. And we have many partners in this wonderful community. There's not an endeavor that we do alone. We want to thank all of those who help us to farm and to help the farm continue to grow. We couldn't do it without the individuals who lend a hand weeding and planting, without groups who come in to give us a hand, without our community partners. All you see around us, all you see around you, all of our programs and initiatives, they would not be possible without your kindness and your generosity. I want to thank you for coming to the farm this evening. I hope you walk out these gates with a feeling that this is your urban farm. We're growing food, we're growing community, and we're growing together. Thank you very much.
On a daily basis here at Sacred Suds, we provide free showers for those who are homeless or may not have a place to take a shower. They come here and they get a free donut in the morning, they get coffee, they utilize our free Wi-Fi. During tax season, we also offer a volunteer. They come in, they prepare taxes for those. We also provide case management here. Myself, I am a case manager here, also with John, Sacred Suds manager. We help them sign up for DHS assistance. We help them find jobs, housing. We're pretty much the third space in the community. We see a lot of people throughout the day. And you'll find people here engaged throughout the day. Neighbors, whatever the reason is, they come here, they linger, and just to build a sense of family, and we're here for that.
So, another thing that is offered here at Sacred Suds about 6 years ago, it was strictly laundry, showers, an occasional lunch, and we found that there are a lot of people that came to Community enCompass Sacred Suds program that were also homeless, and so we had some services that we provided at our main office to assist with housing programs for homeless individuals, and so we decided to made sense to bring housing navigators, case managers here to Sacred Suds to help individuals who are also facing a homeless crisis over here, so they didn't have to come down to the other end of the neighborhood and apply for services there. So last year, between Sacred Suds and our main office, Community enCompass, in the last 12 months, we did over 1,000 one-on-one housing assessments for people who were either facing an eviction or who were literally homeless outside or at a shelter. That's what literally homeless means. So that comprised 1,157 adults, 97 adults, sorry, don't have my glasses on, and 851 children in Muskegon that just came through our door seeking assistance for housing. So while the numbers can seem staggering, it represents our neighbors, our family, our friends. They don't just need a handout to alleviate homelessness or their immediate crisis, but they need someone that's willing to listen to their story, to help them discover their strengths, and to ignite hope as we walk alongside them. I can't tell you how many housing navigators say, man, I just sat down with them, we talked, we did our intake, and I gave them a couple of ideas, and they came back and they found a place because they just needed a listening ear, and they had the hope. When they come in, they're hopeless. No one's going to rent to me. They've been turned down and had doors slammed in their faces. And they come in and they meet with a housing navigator, and they're able to leave with a plan and many times resolve their housing crisis with just very little help. The others, we have we also offer a housing stabilization workshop every week that we bring all of these large number of people that come in and seek for assistance. We're able to talk to them as a group and give them information and resources that they can use to resolve their own housing crisis. We provide eviction and leasing assistance to prevent evictions for those that just need a little bit of help to stay housed. And then we also have a program called, we call it Rapid Rehousing, and that's for people who are on the street or in the shelter. And these are, that funding is it helps to get people into a place. We can pay a couple months of rent and their deposit, help them with a little bit of case management to get them stable so that they can then continue to have a great quality of life in a new place. We also, the other program I want to mention is our permanent supportive housing program. We have about 75 units of this, and this is a program that works with people who are literally homeless and they need some ongoing support with a family support liaison who can advocate for them and who can walk alongside them as they address other barriers that in the past have led to them becoming homeless. So we have Bob here, and he's here to talk about his experience and what brought him to Community enCompass. He's at Lazarus Place, one of our permanent supportive housing projects, and he's actually got connected through Sacred Suds.
Hello everyone, as Virginia said, I'm Robert Curtis, and I'd like to go through and tell you the story of me. I worked for a friend who was a landlord. I would clean apartments for him in exchange for a place to live. When he sold his properties, I became homeless. For 2 years, I stayed between the mission, friends' homes, garages. Even a couple nights, I slept in like an empty truck, trailer truck, and it was so dirty and everything. It was just amazing how bad it can be. And then a friend told me about Sacred Suds. I came here to do my laundry, take showers, and eat lunch. I became a part of this community and served as a volunteer laundromat, which I still do on occasion. I was connected with Dan Moran. Everyone give Dan Moran a hand there. Yeah, he was one of my community health workers, and he helped me with my medical issues. Housing navigator helped me apply for enCompass permanent supportive housing program at Lazarus Place, which is also known as MISTA. And I've lived at my current place for over a year and a half now. I do yard work and shoveling to pay my portion of the rent and have a little bit of spending money each week. My family support liaison is an advocate for me and helps me when problems come up so I can stay in my apartment. Since I found a home, I have a better support system and good friends. I'm able to help others and give back using my talents. I do odd jobs for friends and neighbors. I just try to keep busy. I'm able to volunteer every Sunday at my church as a light tech. It's just amazing God made a way for me to get to church every week, even when I was homeless. And staying at different places all the time. But I couldn't commit to volunteer on Sundays because when I was on the streets, I was never sure if I could make it. Now when I come back to Sacred Suds, I'm here to visit with staff and friends. I'm grateful for the community and support I found at Sacred Suds when I needed it most. Thank you for sponsoring me and everyone.
Sacred Suds is more than just a building. We serve as family for these people. Who are the people we serve as John and myself. I've gained so many cousins, brothers, uncles from work. People who are older than me. I'm their sister, and they become a part of your extended family. This is where neighborhood revitalization begins. It begins here at Sacred Suds. This building serves a purpose. These people in this community, they need Sacred Suds. Even though we provide the meals, the hygiene kits, the laundry, we are their counselors, we are their mentors, we are their listening ear. And so it's more than just helping them with basic needs. We're family here at Sacred Suds.
So I want to thank everyone for coming, and I want to thank you for your considering Sacred Suds and for the generous supporters that I know there's many in this place today that have donated to Sacred Suds and to Community enCompass. Most of our programs at Community enCompass have grants that might fund them. Some of those housing programs I talked to you about have grants that fund the work. But Sacred Suds, the community space, the showers, the belonging, the washers and the dryers, there isn't grant funding for that. It's the generous donations from our supporters that allow us to do this ministry and to have this beautiful place. I want to let you know, we probably had about 10, right now we have about 10 neighbors that are members of Sacred Suds that are here volunteering today to help. And it really, without the volunteer support that we have, we couldn't do this every day also. We have 2 staff members here and the rest of the programs here, like Bob said, the laundry room attendant, that is all done by volunteers, people that gather here for community. And they're accessing services that most of us have in our own home. I mean, I know I have internet and a shower and I can get my meals. The things that people come here to access, they can't get in their own home. Some of them don't even have a home. So your donations help us to be able to have a place for them to come.
Down through the years we had some problems, but I used to stand on the corner and we had kids coming over from Detroit, and I would stand on the corner and I would tell them, look, you got to get off of this corner. This corner belonged to me. And they would move. I only had one child to say something back, well, they were teenagers, to say something back to me about saying something to them being on the corner. But I love the neighborhood because it's a lovely neighborhood. And my kids told me, they are grown now, that if they would buy me a house someplace else, like a condo or something like that, would I move? I said no. I'm like a tree. I shall not be moved. When they moved me from 6th Street, this is not 6th Street, I don't live in this house. Over here, I live on 6th Street. They will be carrying me out. So I love my neighborhood. I love it.
What do you love about the neighborhood?
I love the human scale of the neighborhood. With everything so close by, you can walk to a lot of different things, and that creates so many opportunities for social interaction with your neighbors, with a lot of people that are very different from you. Just yesterday, my family and I were walking to church, and a car stopped to ask us how to get to the beach. And I just kind of thought about how, when was the last time somebody stopped you to ask for directions as you're walking down the street, right? That just doesn't happen anymore. So I just really love that in my neighborhood, because I was walking to a destination, I got to have this interaction with this person and show them where the beach is, and that's pretty great.
Now, John, why is a project like this one, rebuilding, new construction, important, and who is it important to?
So if you look around, we have a vacant lot right here. That's the site of our new development that we're working on. Back that way, 2 or 3 houses down, there's a vacant lot back there. You came from this way, and I bet you passed 10, maybe a dozen vacant lots on this street alone. It's important for us to build new housing for people to breathe life back into these vacant lots. We had houses that were dilapidated, they were abandoned, they weren't cared for, and we had to tear those down. They were bringing down the neighborhood. But after they're down, now we have these gaps in the neighborhood. It's almost like a smile without missing some teeth, right? That's not very attractive. So we need to repair that smile, I guess you'd say.
Now, let's talk about the new project. What is the name of it, and give us a quick overview of the plans?
Sure. So, okay. It's probably hard for everybody back there to see him kind of tangled up.
I'm sorry. A lot of you was caught in the corner.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, there we go. We got untangled there. So it's a 4-unit building. You heard a little bit about the fire that we had here. A 4-unit apartment building burned to the ground. And I believe everybody's familiar with the Greek mythological creature, the phoenix, that's reborn out of its own ashes. So this building will hopefully be reborn out of the ashes of the previous building that was there, so we're calling it the Phoenix. It is 4 units of rental housing, 2 units on the ground floor, 2 on the upper floor. The units will be about 900 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. There's parking in the back off the alley. And we are on a bus route right now, so access to transportation, like I said, you can walk everywhere in the neighborhood, so yeah, it's a good spot.
Usually, at a rehab, this is 7 years now that we've been doing Taste and See, and typically at a rehab I'll talk about the work that we're doing and share those types of stories. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to do something a little bit different this year. And I would just really like to share my heart, if that's okay. So I'm going to start by reading out of this terrific book. If any of you are into community development, Emergent Strategy is a wonderful book, and you should, I would highly recommend it. But the author says this: when we are engaged in acts of love, we humans are at our best and most resilient. The love and romance that makes us want to be better people. The love of children that makes us change our whole lives to meet their needs. The love of family that makes us drop everything to take care of them. The love of community that makes us work tirelessly with broken hearts. So this summer, it's been a long, hard summer. It's been a lot of working tirelessly with a broken heart, to the point where I said, why? Why are we even doing this? And as I continued to ask this question, these stories kept coming to my mind. Neighbors. You know, I think about some of the seniors that we worked alongside this summer through our senior millage program, and the 200 plus volunteers that we hosted in 2 weeks' time. And I think about 84-year-old Miss Dean, and I remember her standing every morning and every afternoon when the volunteers were done with their work day, standing in a prayer circle. Strangers, didn't know each other at all, but bound together by prayer. And I think about Miss Craig. Miss Craig, who, when I'd go by her house at lunchtime, I'd see a circle of chairs in the driveway. And in those chairs were volunteers, Miss Craig, and neighbors that she had invited to break bread. Beautiful stories of neighboring and community were shared in that circle, thanks to good neighbors who care and love their community. It was beautiful. And I think about Miss Heskett, who 2 years ago lost her husband. And the first time I met Miss Heskett, I saw that sadness and that loneliness in her eyes. And as the days progressed and the volunteers continued to come, I watched the light come back to her eyes. I watched this woman have joy again. And every day, Miss Heskett, her greatest task of the day was to go to Rake's Bakery and get these young people fresh baked goods and popsicles and all the soda that they could drink. It was just such a joy to see her joy. And I think about our YUPs, the YUPs that worked in beautification and housing rehab this summer. I think about Ariana. Ariana showed up an hour early every day for 7 weeks. She's a very shy girl, never said a word, always kind of hidden in the corner. But it was during that hour wait that she had that I got to know her a little bit. And I got to hear her story. And I got to watch her change. And I got to hear her, towards the end of the program, tell me with excitement how she had invited her younger sister, who would be of age to be part of the YUP program, and that sister was going to be joining them next summer. Ariana belonged. She found a place. And I think about Deontay. Deontay is 18 years old, just graduated high school. And he's been in the UP program for several years. And this summer, Deontay missed a lot of work. And finally, I had to pull him aside and say, Deontay, what's going on? Where you been? And he said, I'm sorry. I've been in court a lot lately. So you're all wondering, what did this kid do, right? Well, he was in family court because at 18 years old, he's trying to gain custody of his 12-year-old brother to care for him. So I tell you this story and I talk about, you know, this brokenheartedness. And I tell you these stories not out of sadness or pity, but I tell you these stories because I believe that it's God's desire that our hearts would be broken, that they would be enlarged, that we could see, you know, in this shy girl's eyes, that we would see the strength, that we would see the courage in this young man who's taking, you know, matters into his own hand and taking responsibility for his family. I believe that in that brokenheartedness we realize that we need to care for our elderly. We need to hear the stories, the rich stories that they hold, the history of our communities, and we need to help to preserve those stories. There's a reason that we work tirelessly with broken hearts. It's so that when we come into communities like this, we do so understanding that it's not our job to fix what we believe is broken. It's not at all. It's not at all our job to have all the answers. We say in this work, questions have more power than answers. But I believe it's God's desire. And before any volunteer groups come into this community, I pray one prayer, that people's eyes would be open, that they would gain fresh perspective, and that their hearts would be enlarged as they get to know our neighbor and our neighbors in our neighborhood. I believe that's that brokenheartedness. And I believe that's very much God's will. Because when your heart becomes broken, you can see the rich tapestry that you're surrounded by tonight. You can see these beautiful, colorful neighbors who are wonderful, who are historians, who are passionate about their community. It's then, I believe, that you can really see the move of the Spirit of God and the beautiful things that God is doing in this community. So I got my answer of the why. It's all of this. It's the people. It's never the projects, but it's always the people. And God uses that. Sometimes we come in and we want to say, you know, we want to give, right? We want to serve. We want to do good work. But I believe it's in that broken heart. That's what God wants to give all of us, that our hearts would be enlarged and that we would gain new perspective. I pray for all of you tonight that your hearts would be broken, that they would be enlarged, and that you would see this community in ways that you've never seen it before. You would see the good and the richness of it. You'd meet our neighbors and know how amazing that they are. So I hope that all of you are changed tonight through this experience of Taste and See. And I've got a couple of folks here, if you don't mind tonight, a few of my team members who I would like to share their stories. I think this has been a summer that many of us have had our hearts broken, but yet we continued to work. And the first young man I'd like to introduce to you is Noah. And Noah's kind of become my right arm. I'm so grateful for him and thankful. And you know, it's a funny thing about Noah is when he came to apply for this job, he said, I just need you to know something. I'm only going to be here for 5 months. I've got plans, I'm going to school, I'm going to travel, so you can have me for 5 months, but that's it. So here's Noah still.
It's only been 9 months so far. So. Yeah, Kimi is always hard to follow. That's mainly because of her many years of experience. So my name is Noah Haynes and I am Neighbor. Like I said, I've been working here at Community enCompass for about 9 months, and I especially got to work with the YET program this summer. And one of the things, well, I learned many things this summer, but one of the things that I learned was that I actually knew nothing about Muskegon. I knew nothing about the people that were here, which is surprising because I grew up in Muskegon. Muskegon's my hometown. I also realized that I didn't know a lot about what I was going to be doing. I came into this experience with a number of assumptions, a number of expectations about what I was going to do and about how I was going to teach. I thought I had a handle on teaching. I'd just come from an experience where for 6 months I taught 15,000 kids in California, where I was an outdoor education instructor. And before that, I had been living for a year in a country called Kyrgyzstan teaching English to kids over there. I have been teaching, thousands of kids all over the world who have vastly different backgrounds than me. I was teaching them and I thought, I'm coming back to Muskegon, I'm going to be teaching kids and I'm going to know exactly what I'm doing. It's my hometown, I know what I'm doing, this is going to be great. And on the first day that I came in to the YEP program, I was going to do team building. And team building is always fun, and I have great activities and plans and lessons for the kids to learn, to shape and mold them and to make them learn what I know, right? And so I've seen a lot of car wrecks in my day, but this was a genuine train wreck. So it crashed and burned. And through that, I got very frustrated. I was angry. I was like, I don't understand. I've been doing this. I have been experiencing this, and I can't understand why this isn't working. And I didn't realize it, but at that point, it came to a crossroads where I could either decide to continue to wrestle and try and shape and mold these kids in my image, or to realize that the assumptions that I was coming in with, these expectations, might be wrong. That maybe I don't know what's going on here, and maybe I need to start discovering and start learning about what's going on. And so throughout the summer, I got to experience some of the most challenging teaching experiences I've ever had. And it was challenging not because the YEPs I was working with were bad kids or anything like that, but it was because I came in with incorrect assumptions because I knew what was going on. And what I learned from them was that I had no idea and that I had so much to learn. I also learned a lot about the city of Muskegon itself. Like I said, I grew up here. I've lived in Muskegon Heights. I've lived in Norton Shores. I've lived out on Apple. I've lived all around in Muskegon. I thought I knew the people here and the city, and what I thought it was what the news had told me and what people who lived outside of Muskegon had told me, that it was this crime-infested mini Detroit and it was this horrible area. And what I realized this summer was that by living and working here, that I got to see churches that partnered with us, who came out and volunteered consistently to show that they cared about the community, but also to learn about this community. I got to experience different businesses that partnered with us and also volunteered and helped us do events like this. I got to see every day that there's a deep, vibrant community here. And I got to find out that even though I had all of these assumptions, every day those assumptions fell away, and I got to discover a new layer of people working, living, loving, and caring for each other in Muskegon and for Muskegon. And so because of that, I just want to, I hope that you guys get to experience some of those layers that I got to experience this summer. That realization that I really don't know what's going on in Muskegon, and that I've only just begun this discovery of such an amazing city that I truly do love. And to hopefully help you guys discover another layer of what's going on in Muskegon, we have Michael Harmon here, who is one of our YEPs, and he's going to give you guys a little bit of history. Thank you.
Hi, what's up, man? I'm in 10th grade. I go to Muskegon High School down the road. It's been going good, and I rehabbed that house down here that you want to see on the tour. I didn't help with this one, but I did lawn care this summer, so we got to clean up 56th Street and edge and cut grass and do lawn care and stuff. Some of us did gardening and plant flowers and stuff like that. And it was good, made the hood look good, I did kite surfing and water sports and stuff like that with the Boys and Girls Club. Y'all probably see me on Facebook riding a kiteboard. That was fun. And being with the YEP program and the Boys and Girls Club is real cool. I get to do new stuff I never tried before. Working with Miss Kimmy is cool. Working with Boosie and Noah is cool. And I'm ready to work again, but waiting on her. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna let Boosie talk for a minute.
Hello, I'm Shantrey. I am neighbor. And last year I was a YEP. I started off working, and I came back this year to become a supervisor and work along with some really cool young adults. I met new people, and I also grew up in this neighborhood, and I didn't get to have that chance when I was younger to help out and make my neighborhood look good. And I did get to come back and help as an older young adult, and it feels good because I get to walk around my neighborhood and people say, hey, You're out there helping the kids. We enjoy what you do, and it looks nice. Thank you very much. They come out, give us Gatorade, popsicles, and stuff. And it feels good to just know people enjoy what we do and they like it.
So thank you for enduring this stuffy room with us, and I believe that the food is ready. But we pray that that you'll see something fresh and new here tonight. We hope that that's already happened for you, and that that you leave here changed.